The wedding hall was adorned with flowers and soft lights, creating an atmosphere of joy and celebration. Emma, dressed elegantly in a deep blue gown, took her seat among the guests, eagerly awaiting her brother Nate's wedding ceremony. Laughter and chatter filled the air, creating a sense of warmth and anticipation. As the moment arrived for the family representative to deliver a speech, a hush fell over the crowd. The father-in-law, a seemingly respected figure, stepped forward confidently, holding a microphone. His words, however, took an unexpected turn, sending shockwaves through the room. "I am truly sorry that the younger sister of the groom, Emma, is connected to such an outstanding family like us," he proclaimed, his voice carrying a condescending tone. To put it bluntly, someone like Emma, who only graduated from middle school, is nothing but a disgrace to the family. In my opinion, she should stay away from family gatherings and be mindful of her social status when interacting with us. The gasps and whispers that ensued were drowned out by the deafening silence that followed. Emma's family sat frozen, their expressions a mix of disbelief and embarrassment. Emma, in particular, felt a hot flush creeping up her neck as the entire room turned to witness the unexpected humiliation. Nate, the groom, exchanged a concerned glance with Emma before rising from his seat. His jaw clenched, Nate approached the microphone with a forced smile, attempting to diffuse the tension. "Well, we appreciate everyone being here today," he said, his voice tight. "Let's focus on celebrating the union of two families." Emma's mother shot her a sympathetic look, but the damage was done. The insult lingered in the air, leaving a bitter taste in everyone's mouths. The wedding, which had started as a joyous occasion, now bore the weight of an unforeseen conflict. The father-in-law's words echoed, casting a shadow over the once happy atmosphere. As the awkwardness settled, Emma couldn't help but catch snippets of murmurs from nearby guests. "Did you hear what he said about Emma? And I can't believe he'd say that at a wedding." The emotional toll of the public insult was palpable, and the repercussions of this unexpected incident would reverberate through the chapters to come. Nate stood at the microphone, his gaze fixed on the father-in-law who had just insulted his sister. The forced smile on Nate's face barely masked the storm of emotions within him. The wedding guests, once bubbling with excitement, now observed in stunned silence, awaiting Nate's response. "Thank you, everyone, for being here on this joyous occasion," Nate began, his voice measured but tense. He glanced at Emma, who sat with downcast eyes, her cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Nate couldn't ignore the pain in his sister's eyes, and it fueled a quiet rage within him. Ignoring the prepared speech, Nate decided to address the elephant in the room. "Now, I believe weddings are about bringing families together, celebrating love and unity. It's unfortunate that we've had a moment that deviated from that spirit." His eyes narrowed slightly as he turned his attention to the father-in-law. "Family is important, and I hope we can all focus on the love we're here to celebrate." The father-in-law, seemingly unrepentant, met Nate's gaze with a smug expression. "I was just expressing my concerns," he muttered, audible enough for those nearby to hear. Emma's mother, sitting next to her daughter, whispered words of comfort. "Ignore him, Nate. Let's not let this ruin the day," she urged, trying to keep the situation from escalating. Nate, however, couldn't let the insult slide. His gentle smile vanished, replaced by a steely resolve. "Concerns are best addressed in private, not in front of our guests. Let's remember the love we're here to celebrate and move forward." As Nate returned to his seat, the tension in the room lingered. Whispers among the guests intensified, speculating about the unexpected turn of events. Emma stole a glance at her brother, grateful for his defense yet burdened by the weight of the insult. The wedding, initially filled with promise and happiness, now faced an unanticipated challenge. Nate's actions set the tone for the family dynamics that would unfold in the chapters ahead, hinting at a deeper conflict that would demand resolution. In the days following the wedding, Emma found solace in her work at the construction company. The clang of hammers and the buzz of saws served as a therapeutic backdrop, a stark contrast to the lingering echoes of her father-in-law's insults. As she entered the bustling construction site, Emma donned her hard hat with a renewed sense of purpose. The foreman, a rugged yet seasoned figure, noticed Emma's arrival and approached her with a nod. "Emma, got a moment?" he called, his tone a mix of authority and camaraderie. "Sure, foreman," Emma replied, her voice steady despite the emotional turmoil she carried. They walked to a quieter corner of the site, away from the clamor of construction. The foreman, aware of the recent events, spoke with a sincerity that Emma appreciated. "You've been doing good work here, earning respect from the crew. That incident at the wedding doesn't change that." Emma sighed, her shoulders relaxing a fraction. "Thanks, foreman. It's hard when your own family." He cut her off with a knowing nod. "Family can be complicated, but here, on this site, you're judged by your skills, not by your last name. Keep proving yourself, and they'll come around." Emma, feeling a sense of validation, nodded appreciatively. "I will, and thanks for the sandwiches and the note. It meant a lot." The foreman chuckled, a hint of warmth in his eyes. "Just a little something to keep you going. Now, get back to work. We've got a project to finish." As Emma returned to her tasks, the sound of construction drowned out the chaos of her personal life. The camaraderie of her colleagues became a shield against the lingering hurt. Yet the foreman's small gestures of support resonated deeply, reminding Emma that in this construction world, her worth was measured by her skills and determination. Later that day, during a break, one of Emma's colleagues, Mike, approached her with a grin. "Hey, Emma, the foreman left some sandwiches for you again. Looks like you've got a fan." Emma smiled, genuinely touched. "Seems like it. I'll take it as a good omen." Mike chuckled. "Well, if you ever need someone to share those sandwiches with, count me in." As they shared a laugh, Emma felt a sense of belonging, a stark contrast to the alienation she felt at the wedding. The construction world became a refuge, a place where Emma could rebuild not just structures, but also her sense of self-worth. Days after the wedding debacle, Emma found herself immersed in the rhythm of construction work, slowly mending the emotional wounds inflicted by her father-in-law. The routine provided a semblance of normalcy until an unexpected call disrupted the steady hum of the construction site. Her smartphone buzzed on the makeshift desk, drawing the attention of her curious colleagues. Emma glanced at the screen, and her eyes widened at the name displayed, Nate. A name she hadn't heard in years, a connection lost in the maze of unresolved family issues. Hesitating for a moment, Emma answered the call. "Hello." Nate's voice, a mix of nervousness and sincerity, came through the line. "Hey, Emma, it's been a while, hasn't it?" She sighed, a whirlwind of emotions stirring within her. "Yeah, it has. What's going on?" Nate cleared his throat before delivering the unexpected news. "I've decided to get married. I know we haven't talked much, but I want you to be there. It would mean a lot to me." Emma's heart skipped a beat. The invitation was unexpected, a bridge between the past and the present. Married? Wow, that's surprising, but sure, I'll be there. There was a pause on the other end, and Emma could sense Nate's hesitation. "I know we haven't been close, Emma, and I regret that. But I genuinely want you to be part of this." A mix of gratitude and skepticism filled Emma. "Why now, Nate? Why reach out after all these years?" Nate's response was honest, carrying a weight of regret. "I guess I've come to realize the importance of family. Life's too short for grudges, especially between siblings." Emma pondered his words, grappling with the complexity of their strained relationship. "I'll be there, Nate. Let's see how it goes." As she ended the call, Emma couldn't shake the uncertainty that lingered. The unexpected invitation reopened wounds, but it also presented an opportunity for healing. She looked around the construction site, finding solace in the familiarity of the tools and the camaraderie of her colleagues. Later that day, as Emma shared the news with Mike, her colleague from the construction crew, he offered a supportive smile. Family stuff can be messy, but sometimes you've got to take a chance. Who knows, it might be a turning point. Emma nodded, appreciating the wisdom in Mike's words. The unexpected call had set a new course, prompting her to confront the past and consider the possibility of rebuilding family ties. The journey toward her brother's wedding would become more than a celebration. It would be a chance for Emma to redefine her relationship with her estranged family. The atmosphere at Nate's wedding reception was tense, with the echoes of the father-in-law's insult still lingering in the air. Emma, adorned in an elegant gown, mingled awkwardly among the guests, trying to put on a brave face. The reception hall buzzed with conversation, but an unspoken tension hung beneath the surface. As the evening unfolded, the father-in-law took the microphone for a customary speech. The guests anticipated a heartfelt toast, but instead, he veered into dismissive comments about women in a specialized construction school. Emma, who had recently served as a guest lecturer there, felt a surge of indignation. She approached the microphone, her voice steady but filled with conviction. Gender doesn't matter in any industry. Good work is achieved when individual personalities come together. Making dismissive comments about women in a specialized construction school is unacceptable. That's why this world doesn't change. Please don't give rigid prejudices to the young people who are about to enter the world of architecture. Nate, who had been watching from a distance, couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and concern. He approached Emma with a calm smile, though his eyes revealed the underlying tension. "Emma, are you sure about this?" She nodded, her gaze unwavering. "I won't stand silent when faced with discrimination. It's time to make a stand." As Emma continued her impassioned speech, her words resonated with some guests while leaving others uncomfortable. The foreman, who had attended the wedding, stood by Emma's side, offering silent support. In the midst of the confrontation, a voice interrupted from the crowd. "What does a woman know about construction anyway?" It was Kenny, a guest who seemed to share the father-in-law's narrow views. Emma didn't back down. "I won't let outdated prejudices dictate what women can or cannot do. The construction industry is evolving, and women are contributing significantly. It's time to embrace equality and diversity." The tension escalated as Nate, unable to restrain himself, approached Kenny with a determined look. Emma is a master carpenter, contributing to the restoration of architectural structures. She's earned her place in this industry. Kenny, feeling the weight of the opposition, retorted angrily. "A woman as a master carpenter, don't play dumb. There's no way a woman could handle such a specialized and beautiful skill within the world of construction." Emma, fueled by her experiences and determination, held her ground. "I've faced skepticism before, but I've proven myself through hard work and dedication. I won't let anyone belittle the accomplishments of women in this field." The foreman, breaking his silence, stared directly at Kenny. "You're in a position to guide the young folks who will shape the future of the construction industry, yet you harbor such twisted prejudices. I had heard about what was said when our Emma went to teach at your school. This is on a whole different level." Kenny, intimidated by the thunderous voice that echoed through the venue and the piercing gaze of the foreman, turned as pale as a sheet. He muttered an apology before retreating to his seat. The confrontation left the venue agitated for a while, but Amy, the bride, took charge with composure. "I apologize for the interruption. Let's take a short break and then resume." Emma, though emotionally drained, exchanged a knowing smile with Nate. The confrontation had not only challenged prejudices, but also set the stage for a deeper understanding between brother and sister. The wedding reception, initially marred by conflict, became a platform for Emma to assert her worth and demand respect within her professional realm. In the aftermath of the confrontation at the wedding reception, Emma found herself in a quiet corner, reflecting on the events that had unfolded. The air was thick with mixed emotions, and she needed a moment to gather her thoughts. As she looked out at the night sky, the weight of the evening's events pressed upon her. The foreman approached, his grizzled features softened by concern. "Tough night, Emma," he acknowledged, a genuine tone in his voice. Emma nodded, her gaze fixed on the horizon. "Yeah, but it needed to be said. I couldn't let those outdated views go unchallenged." The foreman placed a hand on her shoulder, a silent gesture of support. "You did well. Standing up for what's right is never easy, but it's the mark of true character." As the reception continued, Emma's brother Nate approached her, a mixture of pride and gratitude in his eyes. "Emma, I didn't expect that, but what you did, it needed to happen. Thanks for standing your ground." She offered a small smile. "Family or not, I won't tolerate discrimination. It's a battle I've fought in the construction world, and I won't back down." Nate nodded, understanding the depth of his sister's convictions. "I never realized the challenges you faced. I'm sorry." Emma sighed, appreciating the sincerity in Nate's words. "It's never too late to learn, Nate. We're family after all. We should be able to share our struggles and victories." The wedding reception, initially marred by tension, began to transform into a moment of reflection and understanding. Emma's actions, fueled by a desire for equality and respect, had not only challenged prejudices, but had also opened a door for deeper connections within her family. Later that night, as Emma returned to her apartment provided by the construction company, she found a note from the foreman. "Your courage tonight did not go unnoticed. The industry needs more like you. Keep pushing boundaries, foreman." Touched by the unexpected message, Emma couldn't help but smile. The challenges she faced were far from over, but she felt a renewed sense of purpose. The wedding had become a turning point, not just in her relationship with her family, but also in her ongoing battle for recognition and equality in the construction world. As she prepared for a restful night, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that, despite the hardships, she was on the right path. The reflection on her journey so far and the gratitude for those who stood by her side provided a glimmer of hope for the chapters yet to unfold. In the days following the wedding, a subtle shift occurred within Emma's family. The tension that had marred the celebration began to dissipate, making room for genuine conversations and a collective effort to rebuild strained bonds. Nate, realizing the impact of his sister's struggles, approached Emma one evening. "I never knew how challenging it was for you in the construction world." "I'm sorry, Emma," he admitted, sincerity in his eyes. Emma nodded, appreciating her brother's newfound understanding. "It's not just about the construction world, Nate. It's about breaking stereotypes and proving that women can excel in any field." Nate sighed, a weight lifted off his shoulders. "I want to be there for you, Emma. Let's not let the past dictate our future." Their conversation marked a turning point in their relationship. Slowly, they began to bridge the gap that had widened over the years. As they reminisced about their shared childhood and the dreams they once had together, the siblings found common ground. The foreman, ever perceptive, noticed the subtle changes in Emma and Nate's dynamic. He approached Emma with a gruff smile, a silent acknowledgement of her resilience. "Family's a tricky thing, Emma. Takes time to mend, but it's worth the effort." Emma nodded, grateful for the foreman's wisdom. "It's a journey, isn't it? But I'm willing to take it." As the days passed, family dinners became a regular occurrence. Laughter, once strained, now flowed freely, echoing through the walls of Emma's childhood home. The wedding, which had initially exposed fractures, became a catalyst for rebuilding the bonds that had been neglected for too long. One evening, Emma found herself in the kitchen with her mother, a comforting familiarity in the act of preparing a meal. "I'm proud of you, Emma," her mother confessed, breaking the comfortable silence. "You've grown into a strong woman." Emma smiled, appreciating her mother's words. "It wasn't easy, but I wouldn't be who I am without the challenges, and I'm not done yet." The mother-daughter connection deepened as they shared stories, both old and new. The construction world, once a source of contention, became a topic of intrigue and pride within the family. Emma's achievements were celebrated, not just as personal victories, but as a testament to breaking barriers. As the chapters unfolded, the process of rebuilding bonds within Emma's family became a journey of discovery and redemption. The wounds of the past were gradually healing, paving the way for a future where understanding and acceptance triumphed over past grievances. The days leading up to Nate's wedding became a time of preparation, not just for the celebration, but for the newfound understanding and unity within Emma's family. The air was charged with a mix of anticipation and reconciliation as they approached the momentous event. Emma, adorned in a beautiful dress, stood alongside Nate as he exchanged vows with his bride, Amy. The wedding, once a source of tension, now symbolized a fresh start for the entire family. As the ceremony concluded, Nate approached Emma with a genuine smile. "Thank you for being here, Emma. It means a lot to me." Emma returned the smile, a warmth in her eyes. "I wouldn't miss it for the world, Nate. We're family after all." The foreman, who had attended the wedding, approached Emma with a hearty congratulations. "You've come a long way, Emma. Here's to new beginnings." Emma clinked her glass with the foreman's, a gesture that spoke of camaraderie and shared victories. "To new beginnings," she echoed, her eyes filled with hope. The reception unfolded with an air of celebration, the atmosphere now light and joyous. Emma found herself engaged in conversations with family members, sharing laughter and creating memories that contrasted sharply with the events of the past. Her brother Nate, recognizing the changes that had taken place, approached Emma on the dance floor. "I'm glad we're here, Emma. It's a fresh start for all of us." Emma nodded, twirling gracefully to the music. "It took time, but we made it. Let's cherish these moments." As the night progressed, Emma's parents approached her with a mix of pride and remorse. "We're sorry, Emma, for not fully understanding your journey," her father admitted. Emma accepted the apology with grace. "It's never too late to learn and grow. Let's focus on the present and the future." The wedding reception became a symbol of unity, a testament to the resilience of family bonds. Emma, once the subject of public insult, now stood among loved ones, surrounded by a newfound understanding and acceptance. In the quiet moments of reflection, Emma looked around at the smiling faces, her heart filled with gratitude for the journey that had led them to this point. The construction world, with its challenges and triumphs, had shaped her into a resilient woman, and now, within the embrace of family, she found a sense of completeness. As the night came to a close, Emma joined Nate and their parents in a heartfelt toast. "To new beginnings," Nate declared, raising his glass. "To new beginnings," Emma echoed, her eyes shimmering with a mix of emotions. The chapter of public insults and family conflicts had come to an end, giving way to a new narrative, one of understanding, forgiveness, and the promise of a brighter future.